Hey everyone, welcome to another market review. Doing this on Friday again just to get ahead of what could happen today. Maybe it helps you position for next week. So, yesterday we went down because Nvidia went down after earnings, surprisingly after that huge bid. It was a positive breath day, a very rare one where in spite of going down, so this was price, went down and breadth improved. Also visible in all the other breadth indicators. So here we turned up, and so on. And it was a almost 60 UVOL day in spite of going down. This is New York Composite Index, and you see that it closed green. And things are a bit confusing, but I maintain my bullish bias. The only thing that can put a dent in things is the potential for Iran war, and I actually think we get a strike this weekend. Uh, but it could be a positive catalyst, believe it or not. And the explanation is simple. What if it's less bad than initially imagined? Like for example, what the market actually fears is like a prolonged campaign that takes months to years, becomes a shit show like Afghanistan, and there is no way out of it. But what if it's just like the previous bombing with the nuclear sites? They just bomb and then they de-escalate again. This is the kind of bully scenario for the Iran bombing that I'm talking about. So just this is just an example. I'm not saying this is going to happen. Like I'm assuming it's gonna be worse than that, but maybe not as bad as the market imagines. So this is the bully scenario in which the market maybe initially goes down and then goes up because it wasn't as bad as imagined. So this is kind of the base case scenario in my opinion, and how we're still in a bullish phase and we're bound to go higher more than we are to go lower. Now, secondly, I've been thinking about the current setup again, and the framework looks very similar to actually March 2022. I showed this to you guys as well last week. This is called to overput adjusted call over put OI. So basically delta adjusted put to call to put OI, because if it's put to call, it's the other way around. So it would have been inverted. So we made it call over puts, and it's delta adjusted. And again, we can see the correction happening. Corrections can happen sideways, even up, but this is actually the, let's call it market breadth, or uh, the delta based positioning. Even like if I do positioning rank, this is the positioning. This is actual delta, or so part of it, and we have had a correction even though price didn't go down. Aside from this, we have had actual corrections in stuff like Microsoft, which we now see that we have a bullish divergence here. In Meta, in Google, and mostly in mega caps except Nvidia. And obviously many more other names like software. It's been dumping like crazy. And this being said, I'm looking at this. So basically we've had this correction both in time and in not in price, in duration. So the duration of this pullback here, we basically went from January until beginning of March. So beginning of January to beginning of March. So basically 3 months. If we look here, where did it start? Let's say it wasn't as long. We began at in December. This was the top, and we've been going down ever since. And basically, it lasted even long. Same for Microsoft. Microsoft began in October, and we've been going down for quite a while. So basically, since October until March. So we're in a prolonged bear phase for mega caps, and we are basically here. This is end of February. Some spazzing going down. Like it tried to make new lows twice, and then we had a big rally in equities. This was like 12% something. Yeah, 12%. uh, and it was a huge bear market rally. So my thought process is we are in a bear market. Like doesn't matter what SPX does. Uh, this is a bear market behavior. Even if we go higher, like we can make higher highs and still be in a bear market, because the majority of stocks or the important ones like Microsoft are in a bear market. So Microsoft will rally. Maybe it goes like to 450, 480 max to fill this gap here. But this is equivalent to this correction here. When we went up on the March 2022 bear market rally, we went almost back to the highs, like it went 460 and the highs were 480. So very close to the highs, but this was still a bear market rally and it was still a bear market. I believe we are in a bear market. We will get this large correction here. We will go back to the lows to retest this area here, but I don't know how to translate this in SPX. So it's easier for me to talk in Microsoft than to talk in SPX. So how I think, because SPX didn't go anywhere. So how I think things happen, like let's go, we have the huge bear market rally. We go back to this area here at maximum 480. Then we start going down. The bear market continues. And the bear market can end here. We do the low retest and we hold, or it can go lower. And in that case, we go even lower, maybe to 300 on Microsoft. We go to this area here, bounce of 300, and then we have another huge bear market rally again. So this is how I'm thinking of things. Um, as timeline, obviously that the bear market rally lasted for a full month. That will be the same here. And beginning in April, we get shakiness. If we get the play out that is, let's say, beginning mid April and going into June, we have an actual market correction that goes to 15-20%. Then Microsoft would make a new low. So for example, we go here, we go down. So this is, what is this? Let's do it quicker. Maybe so, yeah, no, it's okay. Something like this. Then we start going down. Basically, some time between end of April and beginning of May, we are at the low retest. And if the market breaks down, we do a new leg down with the market. The market does 15-20%. Microsoft does a new leg down and whatnot. So I think we're in a bear market, but we haven't, the index hasn't realized this quite yet. But given the reaction to Nvidia, this, I'm not saying this will break down or continue. Like even if it goes down a bit more, we have seen kind of a rotating behavior, like software is bouncing, banks are bouncing, and so on. So I don't think the market will go down even if semis weakness continues for a couple more days. Semis, let's say Nvidia goes down, I'm 100% sure we get a bounce of the AVU up from here, and then we continue going higher as well. Not necessarily go higher, but we continue in this range like this. Basically, max out at 12 to 12, something like this, to 10 to 12. More like to 10 to 12, yeah, something like this. So this will be the top out. Nvidia bounces here, it goes back to the high of the range, and then it goes down, and eventually on the next leg down, when semis actually participate in this drop, they break down as well, and they would go basically here, back around here for Nvidia. So that's kind of my thought process. The big unknown is, like I said, Iran. Like we don't know what the fuck will happen with Iran, how strong do they go in, what the market will, how the market will react to this, and whatnot. This is kind of the main, let's say, uncertainty point. But even if that were to happen, we are basically at the yearly AVU up, hanging around. Then this means indecision for me. The market doesn't know what to do. Basically, it's hugging the yearly AVU up. We went higher, we sold off. We went lower here, we bounced, and so on. So the market now is hugging the yearly AVU up in waiting to see what is going to happen with Iran. If it's good news, it goes down. If it's bad news, it goes up, obviously. So aside from that, mm, we will likely not go below this point. So even if bad news comes from Iran, I expect we go to this 670, 675 area. Let's do it on SPY. So we bounce here, we are at the AVO up. Even if we go down, I would expect we bounce from here once again. Then we begin the bear market rally that will actually take the stocks like Microsoft, basically FANG. I think FANG is going to be the winner in this bear market rally. We're going to get rotation back into Max 7, and that will keep the market up no matter what. So semis can drop. We don't care about semis right now. I mean, we do, but I mean, meaning it won't break the market if semis goes down, as we saw yesterday. So even if we go down with because we get Iran strikes, I expect we bounce from here again. It will be very similar to what we saw in March 2022, in which it tried to go down but failed. The low was retested multiple times, once, twice. For actually, this was the initial low. We will try to go below it and recovered. Then we tried to take out this low and failed. Tried to take out the low and failed. And a big bear market rally began, and it was relentless because it's short covering. It's a positioning reset basically. So I would expect, in our case, on the index level, that point of low retest and not breaking is going to be this. And when we actually start going up because we failed to make new lows once again, we will go to like 715, 720, something like that, in a very short amount of time. So this would be the Iran war kind of scare. We probably retest it, and then we begin the bear market rally, and target would be, like I said, 7, maybe not that high. It depends how many stocks participate. Uh, and if it rotates again, 710. Let's call it 710. Yeah, sounds about right. This is the target. So yeah, this is the setup I'm seeing. Mm, Quite a bit of uncertainty. Pretty sure that Max 7 is going to be the winner in this bear market rally that we see. Pretty sure software is going to be the winner in the bear market rally because short covering. But this is just a bear market rally, nothing else. We are in a bear market. The index hasn't realized this yet, but it will eventually. And when we actually get the correction, it should be probably like May June window, and it's going to be, because we didn't correct here. This is a lot of energy. We're gonna get rejected again, and when we actually break down, it's going to be huge. Just most likely to the bottom of this broadening formation, so like 630. So this would, assuming we get 710 as a correction, this would be 630. This is still pretty low, like only 10%, but it will feel like the apocalypse. So more probably like this, 600. 600 is 15%. 600 sounds about right. Maybe we go a bit higher so this number is bigger, but 600 seems like the target that we will get when the actual correction comes in. And it's probably going to be multi-leg. So first drop to here. And this is not time accurate, by the way, so I'm just drawing it like randomly. So we could drop to here. We finally lose this level, then we drop quickly and fast, and then like this, multi-leg. So this is it for this week. Hope it helps and the reasoning makes sense. Have a good one. Bye bye.